the passion for the people. These are the driving factors, that will shape the character of a leader. We have bonded together. We have suffered together. We are the elephants. We still have other ants that, shook the bridge together. I was told of a story of an elephant that was going through a rope bridge, and then the elephant was just doing like this, the rope was dancing. And then an ant was on top of the elephant. And when the elephant crossed over to the other side, say, I shook the bridge. The ant said, we shook it together. So we are the elephants. Other people that have worked with us, the TAs, the STAs, we shook the bridge together. And I'm very proud of what God has achieved through each and every one of you. I'm very proud of your sacrifices. I'm very proud of your tolerance. I'm very proud of your forgiving spirit. I have really dealt with a number of you, but there was nothing personal about it. It was all for the future of our children. Each time I remember that we are going to have an evening, then I double my steps. Because when we cater for the youth, when we cater for our children, we are going to have a very peaceful evening. The trend that is going on in the country where elderly people, 80, 85, 90, are being kidnapped. It's not a good story. And it's not a story to blame governors or blame Mr. President. No. This thing started a long time ago. It started over 30, 40 years back. So, but time is the appointed period that every leader in this country must pause and know that every child is your child. And that's why in Ebonyi State, it doesn't matter the tribe you came from. The moment you come under the roof of Ebonyi State, you become our own. You become our own. A criminal that is nurtured a criminal and goes to Lagos will not know which tribe the person is. And once it's a criminal, it can strike any tribe. And that's why it's very important that we bond together in this nation, we collectively work together and secure the future of our children. This is very important. Of course, I must thank your spouses very highly, your children, for all the sacrifices they have made. I must also say that sometimes I was so frustrated and I was almost discouraged. There was complaint everywhere, gossiping at schools, complaining that they are not being taken care of, they are not making money and this and that. And that's why when anybody says it's anti-graft and he comes to the state to say he wants to verify us, when he asks for one ministry, we give 3. And it can be very annoying when people come to distract you. Because the evidence of what you are doing are there and they are bound. Mouth have spoken, testimonies, have gone very far about what God is doing in the state. And so for people to come and be harassing you is very annoying. You pay the sacrifices, you work so hard, you have not looked for yourself. You've not looked for the benefit of your families. Ebonyi State is being on the map in your heart. And so I want to thank you very, very highly. And I want you to know the making of the next administration is not in my hand. It's in the hand of God. But whoever that God brings or those God, we must definitely continue to stay the ship. Nobody will be left behind until we anchor the ship in 2023. I'm looking for building an economy and families and youth that will be so irreversible that no matter what happens in the country, Ebonyi State will continue to be afloat and will continue to be a pesetter. The macrocosm or the microcosm of the macrocosm, in the sense that we set the pace in everything. It doesn't matter how big other states are. What matters is the grace of God. And I think we have it in abundance. And for this, we are very, very grateful to God. We have said no member of my ESCO is a cultist. But in case there is any who I do not know, or I know and I don't want to say it, just be assured that I know everything. And nobody that is a cultist will even become a councillor under me in this state. This is very important. We must erase this thing. And each time I remember that from Thursday, when Silas is coming to the lodge, he will fill form. I feel very happy because he walks through the security anyhow and nobody stops him. But I think by Thursday, he will start filling form. I want to thank you also so much that we came to understand ourselves very highly. Because if I'm not stealing money and you are complaining that I don't allow you to steal, then it's a tragedy. You know, we shook the bridge together. That's the testimony. There are characters I will be missing, you know, for some time. In a character like Nwakego, you know, I say solid mineral. Nwakego will always raise song, even when the song is not there. You know, always make us very happy. We also miss the character of Professor Eke, the Commissioner for Lands, always coming with a memo when at the last minute of our deliberation, you know, and we leave the memo until we are all exhausted, and they begin to speak big grammar, you know. And of course, Commissioner for Works, always with files. When I see him with files, I change my face. You know. In fact, of late, I always called him and called the the Accountant General. I say, okay, let us, you know, this is what I have, let us share it. At the end of the day, he will carry the file and he will go back. So, like he said, it's always quarter every day. But it is not for his personal gain, but for the interest of the state. And of course, Aliu Defa, Kwarigeda, Kwarigeda. The SA Mushroom, former SA Mushroom, is he here? It's a man that was swallowing a mushroom. You know, SAICT, sometime I will call her very late. Each time I was going for inspection, 11 p.m., and the screen is off. I say, Madam, you will soon come for diesel money. Remove this number of hours. The screen is off. And they say, are you saying you are there, sir? I say, I'm there. You know, he said, please, I'm coming there. You know, so we miss all that, you know, but it's commitment. And of course, the Secretary to Government, you know, Ugwanari Atwewu. He so spoke sometimes in a ceremony that I was confused. So when I went back, I brought in a Google, brought in a dictionary, brought in so many laptops. I started looking for this thing. Then I now came to understand that in this season, we manufacture, you know, words, you know. So he was sometimes in Imo State, and where he buries him. So, and of course, the hatchet man, Weke. I think sometimes when people see Weke, they tend to ask whether there is trouble. Because Weke is somebody that you ask to do something. Whether it's good or bad, 2 minutes, Weke has done it. So he doesn't look back, and he's a very good character. You know, and of course, Commissioner for Local Government, you know, he will speak big grammar. You know, even if you're angry, you must smile. You know, we won't forget Commissioner for Solid Mineral. It's a battle. AG is not here. The crying woman. AG. And of course, our Father Abraham Wali. He doesn't want to know whether you like what he's saying or not. He goes ahead. And at times, you know, people were now going through him to get the approval in ESCO. So I want to thank all of you very highly. I reserve all thanks to God Almighty, my family of the Deputy Governor, and of course, Chief Elechi, the former governor. I will never forget him because it's the destiny helper that God brought to put me where I am. Without him, I wouldn't have been. So and for your information, we are talking now, and we are happy with ourselves. Across the House of Assembly, the ESCO members, we're indebted to you. We still meet, informally, for me to appreciate you one by one. And of course, the Elders Committee, the stabilizer, Elders Council stabilizer of administration, the judiciary, of course, Dr. Sam Egu, Dr. Pius Anyim, the business consultants, the permanent secretaries and permanent secretary designate. I want to thank you very much. You have worked so much. And of course, our party, we thank them, the National Vice Chairman. Thank you. I think in the days ahead, you will get your parting gift from me. This is very important. So I love you so much. I love you with all my heart. Any way you felt hurt, it's a time for forgiveness. I didn't do it to hurt you or slight you or bring you down. It is the pressure of work. But we have something to show for that. God bless you. I love you with the love of our Lord. Yes, I love you with the love of our Lord. I can see you, the glory of our Lord. Yes, I love you with the love of our Lord. You are welcome in the name of our Lord. You are welcome in the name of our Lord. I can see you.
And you've been watching Channels Television's live coverage of Ebonyi State's Executive Council Valedictory, the state capital. Do stay with us as we resume our lineup of normal programming. And coming up next is Network Africa.